An apology can tell you a lot about a person. 3 different apologies for the same situation, but we will use 3 different people. You have work today. You put your phone on the charger and go downstairs for coffee. You finish your coffee and ask your partner what time it is to see if you have enough time for breakfast. They yell at you that you are running late and make you feel bad in the process. You tell them how it upset you that they yelled at you and it isn't helping.
Person 1.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have yelled at you. I know that is not helping things. Hey, it's 8 a.m. Is there anything that I can do to help you today and to leave on time moving forward? Instead of yelling at you for what you've already done, I'll try and help you to prevent this from happening again in the future. You have been dragging your feet and running late recently. It's not like you. I think maybe this job isn't working for you, but you don't want to tell me. Maybe when you get home, we can talk about this more so I can understand. I got your back. I just need you to talk to me.
Person 1 is truly sorry and offers a genuine apology. Person 1 shifts the focus to how you feel about your job to see if there is something deeper going on that you are not talking about. They apologize but then make the effort to understand.
Person 2.
Hey, I'm sorry for yelling, but you are wrong too. It's not my fault that you are late. You should have gotten up sooner. You should have your phone on you so you know what time it is. You messed up your time management and that is not my fault. You need to get it together. I've done nothing wrong.
Person 2 is deflecting blame and escaping accountability. Person 2 apologized only to justify yelling at you and ultimately blaming you for everything.
Person 3.
I'm sorry for yelling, but I have a lot going on. I'm dealing with so much, and the fact that you are not helping me only makes things worse. I understand you are sensitive and upset, but I need help too. I can't just focus on your problems when I have so many of my own. I get that you are late, but I'm hurting right now, and if you could just think of something other than yourself, that would be great.
Person 3 is playing the victim and making you feel bad for being hurt while invalidating your feelings. An apology should never come with an excuse or attempt to justify what the apology is for. If an apology is genuine, it typically comes with an effort to understand, correct, and prevent. Understanding of where you are coming from and feeling empathetic to your perspective and needs. Correcting the error. Explaining how and taking accountability for what went wrong. Preventing it from happening again by asking questions and then showing a clear path to prevention. The words "I'm sorry" mean nothing if they are followed by excuses, finger-pointing, or joint accountability. 3 people apologize for the exact same mistake, and how they speak reveals a lot about human nature. It's like a psychological fingerprint of who they really are.
What kind of situation brings out such different responses?
So picture this. Your partner yells at you for running late, you express how that hurt you, and then, well, that's where it gets fascinating. The first person completely owned it, even asking deeper questions about job satisfaction and offering real support.
That sounds like emotional intelligence in action. How did the others compare?
Well, the second one went full defense mode. Sorry, but it's actually your fault. Classic deflection. And the third? They somehow turned themselves into the victim, making it all about their own struggles.
You know what's interesting? How "I'm sorry" can mean completely different things depending on what follows.
Exactly. It's like a personality test in 2 words. The moment someone adds "but" to their apology, they're basically saying, "I don't really mean this." A genuine apology builds bridges. Everything else just creates walls.
So the real measure isn't in the words, but in what happens next.
That's precisely it. Are they trying to make things right, or just trying to be right? The difference tells you everything you need to know about someone.
Is there more on the subject that wasn't covered in the video?
Yes. The liar's apology. The liar is someone who lies frequently and has done so throughout their life. I left this one out because most liars are easily revealed and there is nothing much to discuss on them. It's the expert liars that are worth talking about. However, that gets a little too deep on a specific type of individual and would have taken a lot of the time available to briefly touch on the most common types of people that I chose to speak about.
Well, we have time now. I'm intrigued. Please explain.
The expert liar's biggest strength is actually their biggest weakness. Their lie is too good. It's perfect. Their display of emotion is perfect. Their rush to take accountability is perfect. When they apologize, it's not real. More so, a display of great acting. Think of a test that students are taking. 2 students cheat. 1 student gets every answer right and gets 100%, while the other student deliberately gets some answers wrong and gets 85%. Meanwhile, the smartest student in the class gets a 90%. As a teacher, how do you respond to this?
Well, the smartest student in the class got a 90%. So I'm used to that and happy with their efforts. The student who got 85% did a great job. The student who got the 100% has me curious enough to wonder, how did they get a perfect score? After the test, I would like to talk about specific answers with everyone and get that student's input. I would constantly think, how does a student go from never getting a high score to now getting every single answer right on a test? I would have a lot of questions. I would feel something is not right.
Notice that you didn't suspect the other student who cheated because they didn't have a perfect score. 85%. Was bad enough to be good enough to fool you. This is the problem with expert manipulative people, the expert liars. They are so good that they are too good. Their display of character when they apologize never matches any of their previous actions. Just like how getting a 100% on a test doesn't match any of the scores of any previous test. To truly be good at manipulating someone, you can't be too good at it. You have to be bad enough to be good, because too good is actually bad, as it is easily detectable. However, this isn't something that most people will actually deal with. It's rare to come across a person who thinks this way and will manipulate with such a great effort. People who think this way are too confident to see error in their ways. Instead of improving their manipulation, they will normally result to something more toxic, such as gaslighting, to get away with what they do.
This has been a great conversation. Thank you as always.
My pleasure.